And welcome back to the another episode of Daily News Quiz Analysis for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 16th March today, and in this video we are going to solve some important questions which could be very much relevant for your preparation if you are preparing for UPSC Prelims 2025 or any other state civil service exam. Before we'll start our discussion, I would like to give you the brief introduction about this initiative so that if you are new to our channel, you will get more connected with us. You know, Basically in this video, we are going to discuss three types of questions, and these questions would be taken from three different sources. So depending on it, the first set of questions which we are going to solve here would be taken from the current affairs, and this discussion would mostly revolve around it. So in the first part of our discussion, we will take up the most important news articles from the newspapers. We will break them down into the simplest language possible, and we will derive the possible prelims questions from those particular topics so that it will give the idea which part of the newspaper is important for you, what should be your approach when you are reading these news articles, and how you can expect a possible prelims question from those particular topics. This is what we are going to do in the first phase of our discussion. After solving questions with respect to current affairs, we will shift our approach to the another part where we will discuss questions from the static portion. And in this and in Indian polity, we are discussing the Parliament of India. And in Parliament of India, we are discussing very discreetly the Raj Sabha. So today we are going to discuss few more concepts related to Raj Sabha, and we will try to derive the possible prelims question which can be asked over those concepts, and it will give the idea exactly how the question can be asked in the exam, and it will prepare you well before your exams. After solving questions with respect to current affairs and the static part, we will shift our approach to the last part of our discussion. Here we will solve a previous year question from the previous year question papers. This will give the idea how exactly the question is asked in the exam, what is the vocabulary used by UPSC for framing the papers, and also it will give the idea what are the trends followed by the UPSC for framing your papers. And at the same time, it will help you analyze how you can implement this knowledge which you get from these questions in the upcoming exam. And also it will give the idea, we will try to learn here how we can implement different techniques in a question when we are solving that question. If we don't have the proper knowledge, how we can still solve the question by various elimination techniques. These we will learn in this video. So this is in a nutshell what we are going to do in this video. Now before we will start our discussion, I would like to request you guys, please do subscribe the channel, share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative, and please do write in the comments what else should we bring for you, as this initiative is for you guys. So please do write in the comments. With this, let's have a look at the first question which we had brought today. Here on the screen you can see that the question is basically with respect to the tiger reserves in India. Why we are discussing this? Because there was a news article in the newspaper which discussed about why recently India has added notified new tiger reserve. So the discussion was over it, why has India got new tiger reserve, and what is the core reason for that, why India is adding these new tiger reserves, how they how they support the project tiger, how India has been successful in achieving the rate today where we stand with respect to the population of tigers. So this is the whole discussion. This whole discussion was in the newspaper today. So with respect to that discussion, we could trace few important points from those news article which could be relevant for your prelims preparation, and we had traced them into this question. I hope which, by knowing this question you could answer any question with respect to it. So here let's solve the question first, then we'll jump into the context of the question and discuss more about it. Here the question says, with reference to the tiger reserves in India, consider the following statements. First statement, Madhya Pradesh has the highest number of tiger reserves among all Indian states, 100% correct, and the number stands at 9 by the addition of the Madhav Tiger Reserve. So 100% correct. First statement is correct, that Madhya Pradesh has the highest number of tiger reserves among all Indian states. Second statement, it says Nag Arjuna Sagar Srisailam Tiger Reserve spans across the states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana and is the longest tiger reserve in India. even though it was not mentioned in the article, but it is something which you should know, which can be asked with respect to the tiger reserves, and it is true. So second statement is also true. Third statement, it says the most recently declared tiger reserve in India is the Madhav Tiger Reserve. 100% correct. It has been notified by the government. So with respect to this question, all the three statements are correct. So with this, I hope you had understood the question. Now, please remember a few more points about the tiger reserves in India, few which can be asked, which can be very much relevant for your preparation and was mentioned in some way in the newspaper, maybe directly or indirectly, but was there. So here you should note that by the addition of this Madhav Tiger Reserve, you should know that the number of tiger reserves in India has increased to 58. So India has 58 tiger reserves now. Please remember that. And with this, you should know what is the population of tigers in our country. It has, it has increased to 3,680 two. In 2005 itself, the population has dropped to 1400 only. The population in 2005 was 1400, and it was believed that the Project Tiger is a failure. But by the addition of the national by the addition of the NTCA, as it was established in 2005, by the help of this, the population of tiger got stabilized, and it has doubled in these numbers from 2005, from 2005 to 2023, and the number has increased, almost doubled, and the number has reached to 3682. Presently it is 3682. So definitely, in a way we can say the Project Tiger has been earlier it has been very much unsuccessful. When it was established, when the Project Tiger was established, at that time in 1973, the population of tigers were almost 7000, but it decreased to the highest level. But after the interference from the government and the establishment of NTCA, there has been a significant drastic result in the Project Tiger, and the numbers had increased. So please remember that what is the current number of tigers in our country, how much they are. You don't need to know the exact number, but at least know the broader numbers. What is the broader number of the tigers in our country? And also please do remember, what are the states which have the highest tiger reserves? It is Madhya Pradesh at the top. And followed by the Maharashtra. Maharashtra has how many tiger reserves? It has 6 tiger reserves. So by covering this much information, we, in a nutshell way, in a very peculiar way, we covered our today's news article with respect to it also. And also I hope by having this much information about the tiger reserves, you could solve any question if asked in the exam with respect to this information. So with this, I hope you had understood the question as well as the context. Now let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there. Well, here the question is about International Criminal Court. Why it is in news? Because recently they had ordered an arrest warrant against the Philippines ex-president, and now the Philippine government has handed over him to them. That's why it is in news. So here we need to know on what charges the International Criminal Court can issue arrest warrants. Here few points we need to know: that they can only issue the orders, but they don't have the police to implement them. It is implemented by the states itself. So it in a way restricts the jurisdiction of international criminal courts. It restricts their validity. It has been seen whenever they issue arrest warrants against the countries who have some power behind. For example, arrest warrants against Israeli president was issued by them. Arrest warrant against Putin was issued by them. But they could at least be impacted by this arrest warrant. But when they issue arrest warrants against the lower income countries like Philippines and African countries, the people, those countries are more impacted by it. It shows that there is definitely, in a way, a structural bias in it. That they are not able to do anything against the stronger countries, but weaker countries. And also there are some other functional barriers to it. They can issue suo moto arrest warrants against only those states which are part to the Rome Statute. So definitely there are many countries, powerful countries, which are not part to Rome Statute. So is India. So there are definitely various restrictions to it. So here through this question we will understand what some basic points about the International Criminal Court, and also I hope you had understood the context here. Let's solve the question now. The question says, with reference to the International Criminal Court, consider the following statements. First statement, the ICC has jurisdiction to prosecute individuals from the international crimes of genocide. So please remember these crimes, they are important. These are the reasons why they can prosecute individuals. What are the crimes? For the international crimes of genocide, international crimes of genocide. Second one is crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crimes of aggression. If any person is found of these crimes, then the ICC can come in. So first statement is true. Second statement, the United States of America is a state party to Rome Statute, which established the ICC. No, it is not state party to Rome Statute. And also we should know that Rome Statute is indeed which established the ICC, and Rome Statute was established exactly in 1998. So second statement is incorrect. Third statement, it says the principle of complementarity mandates that the ICC can only investigate and prosecute cases when national courts are unwilling or genuinely unable to do so. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be statement 1 and 3 only, and from the code, the correct code would be option B. With this, I hope you had understood the question as well as the context of the question, why we discussed it, because the former Philippine president has been handed over to ICC. That there was arrest warrant against him. And what was the case? He used his army, his police, without thinking much against its people in various drugs related cases, and he is alleged that he is responsible for killing more than 30,000 people there. So about Rome Statute, we established that it was established in 1998. And what are the crimes? We understood those crimes. These are genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crimes of aggression. So this much information, I guess, is enough for you to understand today's newspaper and as well as the question here. Now let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought here. Here the question is with respect to the land border, Indian states sharing land border with Myanmar. Very important question to me, because many times in many exams this question could be asked. Whether it would be your state civil service exam or UPSC. This question is very much universal. Such questions can be asked anywhere. So you need to know what is the area they share land border with Indian states. What are the Indian states which share land borders with these countries? So we need to know, and we know that Myanmar has been in news, so many questions can be asked with respect to. Basically, this article, it talked about, irrespective of the state sharing border with Myanmar, it talked about the free movement regime which we had covered earlier. It was introduced in 1960s. It covered earlier 16 kilometers, then it was reduced to 10 kilometers. Recent last year we saw that how Home Ministry tried to end it, but it was not practically possible, but it was reduced to 10 kilometers within each other's territories. Now why it is in news? The fencing has started over these borders of the over Indian borders with Myanmar. The fencing has started, so that's why it is in news. Now let's solve the question here, get more important information with respect to it. Here the question says, consider the following statements. Indian states that share a land border with Myanmar. Arrange these states in decreasing order of the length of their land border. So here we have to arrange them in decreasing order of the length of their land border with Myanmar. So let's solve the question here. First, it is Arunachal Pradesh, 100%. It comes at the top. It shares land border with Myanmar. What is the area? Area is approximately 520 kilometers. So this stands at the top. After Arunachal Pradesh, it is Mizoram, which stands at the second. Mizoram, and it shares 510 kilometers. So here only we could establish the answer. The answer would be option A, because we know what are the first and second terms. Then what would be the third one? It would be Manipur, which shares 398 kilometer border, Manipur 398, and then it would be Nagaland, which border share is 215 kilometers. So this would be the decreasing order of the Indian states sharing border with Myanmar with respect to their length of their land. So with this, I hope you had also understood this question here. Now let's move to the another slide and see what question we had brought there on the next slide. Here the question is with respect to the increased concentration of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. Basically, there was discussion in the newspaper today, which talked about that the greenhouse gases increasing in their concentration could impact the satellite movement in the lower Earth orbits. It can impact the satellite junk there, and definitely it could lead to the it could lead to the satellite capacity. It could lower the satellite capacity in the low Earth orbit. It may decline. So that was the discussion here. That's why we had brought this question. Let's see what are the other possible potential consequences of increased concentration of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere, and that we will understand through this question. Here the question says, which of the following are potential consequences of increased concentration of greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere? First statement, increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, 100% correct. Second, ocean acidification and coral bleaching, 100% correct. Third, change in agricultural productivity and distribution, correct. Fourth, increased stratospheric ozone concentration, no. It is not true. So with respect to this question, the correct statement would be statement 1, statement 2, and statement 3 only, and from the code given below, the correct code would be option B. With this, I hope you had understood the question here and also the context of the question. Now let's move to the last slide of questions with respect to the current affairs and see what question we had brought there. Here the question is with respect to the melioidosis. It is a disease. Let's see what it is about. Why it is in news? Because India has highest burden of melioidosis, and India contributes approximately 44% of the patients suffering from melioidosis are in India. So we need to know what this disease is about. Here the question says, with reference to melioidosis, consider the following statement. First statement, melioidosis is a bacterial infection caused by Burkholderia pseudomelia found in soil and water, 100% correct. First statement is true. Second statement, the disease is primarily transmitted through mosquito bites. No, it is not transmitted through mosquito bites, but it transmits through when you are in direct contact with the contaminated water. So second statement is incorrect. Here we can eliminate option B and C. We are left with A and D. Now it would be better for you to directly look at the fourth statement because we understood that third statement is true. Let's have a look at the third statement. Fourth statement, for developing your habit. There is a widely available vaccine that provides long-term immunity against melioidosis. It is very extreme statement and it is incorrect. So fourth statement is also incorrect. Now we are left with option A, that would be the correct option. Let's have a look. That is the correct option. So here we solved the question, but let's have a look at the third statement too. Third statement says melioidosis can present with a wide range of symptoms including pneumonia, abscesses, and septicemia, 100% true. So with respect to this question, the correct answer would be option 1 and 3 only, and from the options given below, the correct code would be option A. With this, I hope you had understood the question as well as the context of the question. Now let's move to the another part of our discussion where we will solve a static topic based question. As currently we are discussing the office, we are discussing the Indian polity, and in Indian polity we are discussing the Parliament of India, and understanding of the Rajya Sabha is very much important for you to understand the Parliament of India, to understand the working of the Parliament of India. So with respect to Rajya Sabha, we had discussed various topics related to it, which are very much important, and trust me, every topic in it can be asked in the exam. So today we had brought a unique topic, which is about the panel of vice chairpersons. Yesterday we discussed the chairman pro tem, and today we had brought the panel of vice chairpersons. These two personalities are very much closely very close to each other, but there is a little word which separates them, that you need to have the understanding of. Yesterday we saw that chairman pro tem, he is appointed by the president when the office of the chairman and the vice chair when the office of the chairman and the deputy chairman is vacant. But today we are discussing the panel of chairperson. Who appoints them? It is the chairman of the Raj Sabha who nominates members of the panel of vice chairperson, and when he presides, he only presides when the office of the chairperson and the deputy chairperson is absent. When they are absent, in their absence, they preside over the office. So these are the important terms which differentiate it from the chairman pro tem. So with this, I hope you could answer this question. Now let's solve the question and get more information about it through this question. Here the question says, with reference to the panel of vice chairperson in the Raj Sabha, consider the following statements. First statement: the chairman of the Raj Sabha nominates members of the panel of vice chairperson. 100% correct. He nominates the members. Second statement: it says the panel of the vice chairpersons consists of not more than 6 members. 100% true. Third statement: a vice chairperson from the panel can preside over the Raj Sabha in the absence of the both chairman and the deputy chairman. 100% correct. Fourth statement: the powers of the vice chairperson are equivalent to those of the deputy chairman when presiding over the house. No, equivalent to the chairman, not deputy chairman. So with respect to this question, the correct answer would be option 1, option 2 and option 3 only, and from the code given below, the correct code would be option C. So with this, I hope you had understood the panel of the vice chairman. They enjoy the same powers when they are presiding over the house as enjoyed by the chairperson, and also they have the casting vote, not they cannot vote at initial, but they have the casting vote. Please remember these important points with respect to it. Now with this, let's move to the last part of our discussion, where we will solve a previous year question from the world geography. Let's see what question we had brought. Here the question says, consider the following statements. First statement: Great Britain comprises England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. So please remember this Great Britain, UK was in news recently, and if this question would be repeated, I won't be surprised, or any alteration with this question, I won't be surprised. So with respect to the first statement, it is incorrect because Northern Ireland was never part of the Great Britain. So first statement is incorrect. Second statement, it says England covers less than 60% of the total area of the United Kingdoms. True. This is true. So second statement is true. So with respect to this question, which one of the following statements is correct? 2 only is the correct answer. So with this, we had completed our today's discussion. I hope you would have liked the video. I hope you would share it with your friends, and definitely I hope you would subscribe the channel. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Best of luck.